My name is Lana Carson. I met Bill actually because I was interviewing at the Omni Fitness Club. I was in town, moving to Florida, and I happened to stop by the Omni Fitness Club and just to check out the club, and ended up meeting Bill and Jeff Zaloga, and that's how I met him. He started actually an interview with me. Oh my gosh, that was in 1996. Yeah, 1996. And just stopped in the Omni because I was moving back down to Florida to take a job at a medical facility that was integrating a fitness component. And so I just stopped in and really wanted to see what the Omni was all about. I knew about it from high school when I used to live in the area, and told Bill what the job that I was taking down there, and you could see the wheels starting to turn. And at that point, they were looking at maybe bringing on a fitness director for the club, and just got to talking. I talked to Jeff Zaloga, and I think I met with Dave Bowen, or I met with some other people, and 2 days later, he created a position for me, saw some potential, and I said, I'm going back down to Florida. I wasn't really convinced on wanting to come back to the area, but it was a great offer, it was a great opportunity, and I came back and started working for him in the fall of 1996. I think the thing that always I go back to is that Bill sees the opportunity in everyone and everything. And that's what he saw in me. And when I started working for him, I noticed that he sees that, recognizes that in everybody else. Like I said, his wheels are always turning, you know, he's thinking, and I know with me, and again with other employees that I saw, at least at the Omni when I was employed by him then, is that over the years, he would always look at people and their strengths and try to bring those out. And he was always looking for new ways to serve the community and offer employees ways to advance. I know personally, every time I was ready for a new challenge, it was always there. It wasn't anything given to me other than Bill saying, you know, if you want that, put forth the work and I will give you that opportunity. And so to have that type of freedom, or at least somebody to recognize that, I mean, that was huge. That was huge for me, and that was, you know, now as the years have gone and I've, now in Bill's position with purchasing the Omni from him and the former partners, is as an employer now, that's one of the biggest lessons I've taken, is looking at the employees, recognizing their strengths, looking at the business, our community, where can we serve a purpose. It's not just a black and white way of looking at things, but recognizing opportunity and trying to build people up to put those in the positions where you make, you know, an impact, not only on the individual, but on that business and on the community as a whole. Well, as I mentioned before, when I started work with Bill at the Omni, I was the fitness director. But over the years, it also conditioned me to want more. I love the industry. I loved my job. I loved the way, literally, that Bill was giving me those opportunities. I loved the way I felt with that. So when I approached him, when I heard that they were looking for a manager for the club, I kind of, opened up the door and said, hey, can I give this a try? Absolutely, and I did that. I did that for a few years, and again, he just continued to condition me. Every time I wanted something, he was more than willing to let me grow and let me go with it. And so I started getting a little antsy, or just wanted some more opportunity again. At that point, he had said, do you want to purchase or invest into the company? And I was a little nervous at that time, but absolutely, and that was the most exciting step, because then I started thinking, could I possibly do this? And at the time too, and I know Bill had offers to sell the business before, and the Omni Club, and I know Bill's had a lot of businesses, but it was really his baby. I mean, he was making money, he loved the members, he loved the business. It was kind of I don't want to say a fun business, but it was a personal business for him. But again, he wasn't afraid to let other people, in on that too, and make a change. And then I started thinking, would I ever want to do this, myself? And when I approached Bill on it, he said, if there's ever a time that you're ready, absolutely let me know. And even though he had offers on the business before, he didn't really entertain him too much. I mean, he loved the business. He loved what he was doing, and he didn't need to sell it. I mean, he really didn't. And I know it was one because he had taken it personally. If he was going to do it, it had to be, you know, the right person. He wanted to know that it was going to be taken over by somebody who, you know, who did care. But at that time, Bill really did say, hey, if you want to do this and when you're ready, let's condition you, you know, to do this. And so again, there was more things as being a partner. I mean, I just learned so much from him and the way he thinks and looking at opportunities and how he treated members and how he ran his business and how he treated the employees. And I want to say then that 4 or 5 year span that had happened between the first time that I attempted to try to buy the business or look into that versus when I did, I mean, I couldn't imagine it, you know, happening before then. And like I said, everything that I do know now, I mean, it came from him. And I purchased the club, and like I said, I kind of felt bad because he loved the business, and I know he was just doing it because it was an opportunity for me, for nothing else other than this created the potential for me, and he went on to other things. I felt bad, like I was always calling him. I still to this day. Yes, absolutely, he is there. I know that I can pick up that phone and dial his number, and anything, anytime, he's there. You know, other than a boss, because Bill and he always treats people with the utmost. I mean, you know that he cares about you, and it's not fake. I mean, Bill loves people, and so I know not only as an employee, but I mean, just personally, I would go to him not only for business but for personal things. I mean, it was always one of those people that you know you could get his attention, and you know he would help you out any way that he could, anytime that you ever need anything. I laugh because there was a time I was running the marathon in Washington, D.C. and it was a really cold day. It was like 49 degrees or something, raining the whole time. And after the marathon, I mean, there's literally hundreds of thousands of people, you know, lining 26 miles of a run. And I literally had a record-breaking time. I didn't really know where I was at. I was really kind of towards the end, and I was getting tired, and all of a sudden I hear it coming through the finish line. I hear this, "Go, Lana!" And I'm looking, and I look, swear, there's Bill Cooper at the end. Nobody can get to the finish line, you know, and there he is. Well, I ended up I just crossed the finish line, and I was so cold, I was literally freezing. And I went to go get on a bus to get to the hotel, and I got on the wrong bus. Now I had no money, I had no clothes except sopping wet shorts and a t-shirt. I was freezing, and I get dropped off in the middle of, I don't even know where, in Washington, D.C. And I look around, and like I said, I'm dehydrated, I'm cold, I'm tired, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm at. I literally was gonna start to cry going, I'm all by myself. I don't know where to go, what to do. I have no money, I don't even know where I'm at. All of a sudden this bus pulls up, maybe 15 minutes later. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get on this bus. And all of a sudden I look up, and it was like the burning bush, because here comes Bill getting off a bus. I'm like, I just start crying. I'm like, what are you doing here? I got off the wrong bus. And he's like, oh, you poor thing. And he just wraps his arms around me, and he runs out in the street, and he gets this cab. He throws me in a cab, and he's like, get her to this hotel, whatever. And then he was gone. I'm thinking, but I mean, it sounds so funny. I laugh, but so many times, he's out of the blue. He's been there, and it's just, that's Bill. So much of it relates back to business, I mean, too. It's just so out of the box. The thing, I think, not only personally and business-wise and other things, why I go to him is because he doesn't think like probably 99% of the people that I know. You know, things that we think, oh, common sense, or oh, that answer is easy. I mean, I deal in a service industry, so it's all about everybody else. All right, I think I'm making a decision that's black and white, and I don't know if I have the best, maybe best answer for this person. I do want to take care of this person. I'll call it Bill. Then all of a sudden he'll give me this answer that I'm like, are you kidding me? It was so easy. And ironically, it always does go back to taking care of that person, my customer, because they take, you know, care of me. But it's even things, like I said, with that personal thing. It doesn't matter what it is. He just thinks different. But it's so simple, you know. So when he gives me the response or gives me his input, whatever, I just sit back there and go, are you kidding me? I really can't think of this my own, but sometimes I am clouded in my own judgment, or I see things a certain way. I think that's one of the many reasons that he's so successful, and why so many people do count him for things. He's just a very out-of-the-box type thinker, and he sees that opportunity, and he takes care of people, and he's not selfish, where, you know, again, so many people, we make it about us, and like a short-term fix, and not really looking at how this snowballs into, you know, I mean, a business or later on down life.